You're listening to the Adventurous Reinvention podcast. I'm Allison Boyle, aka She Dreams of Alpine, and this is the show that's dedicated to all the adventurous spirits out there who have either been transformed by the outdoors or are interested in what it looks like to step into a new, adventurous, and courageous kind of identity in their life. It doesn't matter what your background is in the outdoors, what age you're starting at, or where you grew up. If you're curious about the outdoors and using adventure as a way to reinvent yourself, you're in the right place. I'll be sharing all kinds of personal adventure stories, lessons I've learned from the mountains, teaching what I know about the outdoors and leadership, and interviewing some amazing adventurous women all along the way. I've been coaching women on becoming safe, confident, and self-sufficient backpackers and leaders of their own adventurous lives since 2018, and I know exactly what big fears and self-doubts can pop up along the way. I have so much to share with you, so let's dive in. Hello, my friends. You are in for a very special treat on the Adventurous Reinvention podcast. So for the next 4 episodes, starting with today's episode, I am going to be sharing the literal behind the scenes take on our Royal Arch Loop adventure. So if you listen to episode 16, you kind of got the 1 year later sort of recap from Meg and I about that adventure. And we also happened to have recorded daily episodes out there when we were on the trail. So what you're going to be listening to over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to release 2 episodes a week. From that experience, it was a 4-day trip, so 4 episodes total, is the real raw experience and overview of each of our day on the trail. So it is a lot of fun. There was a lot of painful moments, a lot of challenges, but also a lot of triumph. So I hope that you enjoy this series and that it gives you kind of a peek behind the scenes of what a tough and challenging backpacking adventure looks like, the highs and the lows, the 50-50 experience of it all, and why that makes it an adventure and totally worth it. So I hope you enjoy this series. Let's kick off with our episode. All right. You're sitting here with Allison and
Meg Atteberry.
We are backpacking the Royal Gorge Loop. This is one of Meg's dreams to do. I don't know if you want to add to that, Meg.
It's always been my dream to fall asleep listening to 500 frogs fucking. That's really why I'm here.
So we're currently at our first night campsite, and if you can hear, the frogs are going wild right now. It's a vibe, and we thought we would have like a nice stream ambiance, but this is what we're getting right now.
Yeah, it's really great. So, Allison, what was your most surprising moment, hardest moment, and favorite moment of the day?
Surprising, hardest, and favorite. I mean, today was long. Today was like brutally long. But like also we kind of knew it was going to be, but it just like was longer in hours than I expected. And you expected, I think, too.
Yeah.
So that surprised me, I guess. I think like also I didn't quite grasp the uneven, like the crazy terrain that this would have. Like,
yeah.
Just like a lot of, I mean, honestly, like, you would have kind of been scared if you're not a climber, or you haven't done some alpine stuff where you like do some easy down climbs, you know, like,
yeah,
that would have freaked a normal backpacker out, I feel like.
Absolutely. I felt it was like
nothing felt overly hard.
It was just calling on a lot of skills. Yeah,
it called on a lot of skills. So that surprised me. My favorite thing, though, was there was this moment where we were looking at this cliff, and you were like, we have to hike that. And I was like, what are you talking about? That sounds crazy. But when we got up on it, you were like, they say it goes more than it looks. And so I trusted Meg, and we went forward. And it did. And it was actually like, it was shady. I don't know. We had
it was like air
heavenly cloud.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And some breeze. I don't know what happened, but that was so fun. But then we entered hell, shortly after that.
It was like the canyon giveth what the canyon taketh.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, this Grand Canyon thing's not so bad. Like, we're almost to camp.
Yeah.
We were not almost to camp. I feel like we said only 2 more miles, like, for the last 4 or 5 hours into camp.
Yeah, that's definitely how it felt. It was just like looking at, like, the map was so depressing, but you had to keep looking at the map because you didn't know where the hell you were.
You just had to make sure you weren't off track.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were basically just walking through, like, a dry giant riverbed that's just, like, stone, pebbles, sand, giant boulders.
Big pour-offs. I think we took our packs off like 5 or 6 times.
5,000 times.
Yeah.
And it was super hot. Like, just in the middle of the day, it was super hot. So I was dying. I was like...
Yep.
I didn't die, but I was dying.
I was angry stomping. That's what I did. I was like, I need to go be angry. You're like, okay, I need to go be like...
I need to not
like,
die.
Not die. I was like, all right, well... Okay. If we reach something that's sketchy, I'll stop.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much our pace. Yeah. Like, Meg is, like, super desert woman. And I'm, like, coming out of winter from Colorado. I was like, I'm not in shape, Meg, so this is going to be brutal.
I think you did badass. I think you looked
I'm proud of myself.
Fine shape. You kept a very consistent pace, you know?
You know.
It wasn't...
I'm not, like, I know I could have done better, but also, like, the heat.
Oh, yeah. Which is still punishing us, by the way. We were, like, both in shorts and underwear with no fly on and not in our sleeping bags and tired as fuck.
I just wonder, like, what this audio sounds like, right? Like, listening back to it.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
I feel like it'll be very unusable, but, like, really great B-roll.
What was your... So, favorite surprising part? I feel like I answered all those. The hardest part was just, like, the last 2 miles.
Oh, my God. Ugh.
For me.
Yeah.
Or, like... supposed 2 miles. Felt like longer than 2 miles.
Never-ending 2 miles.
Yeah. What was the surprising favorite hardest?
Surprising favorite hardest. I think the most surprising part for me was just how quickly it got hot. Like, I thought we'd have more time before the sun started to punish us pretty badly. But we had the umbrellas out at, like, 10 a.m. I was like, well, today's going to be a day.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah. But I think the second most surprising thing is this spring. Like, we have been hiking all day with, like, nothing around, and we got to the spring, and it was, like, this tiny piss trickle, and we were like, is this it? But then we could hear rushing water, and we turned the bend, and it was like a small river with many...
Stream options.
It was really cool. So... that was, I think, like, nature's surprise. And then...
and also much needed.
Yes, it was such a morale boost.
Yeah.
We were like, we're not moving. We're just going to camp here.
Yeah, this is where we live now.
Yeah. But we ended up walking into the Royal Arch, which was more impressive, I thought, than I thought it would be, which is pretty cool. And then, let's see, biggest, like, happiest moment, I think definitely was the cliff walking. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was so fun.
It was just, like, really... it was after a lot of really hot downhill and navigating, so it was really nice to, like, do something really exciting and surprising. And then I would say immediately after that was one of my least favorite parts.
Yeah, same.
It just went from being, like super
so great
to just, like,
horrible,
very heads up, and, like, I hope this goes. And, like, we were, like, scrambling, and it was really exposed. And that was equal parts exciting and terrifying because you really had a sense for how, like, remote you were in that moment. And then, like, right before the canyon bend turned to, like, it was just so punishingly hot when you got to the bottom of that. Like, I got to the bottom of that, the sun was just blazing in my face, and I was like, I'm going to die. Like, I can't handle this.
I know, but you were like, I'm going to keep going. I was like, I'm going to, like, nap under this rock.
Yeah.
I think.
I was just like, I need to turn the bend so I get out of the sun. But, yeah. And that was another nice surprise was when we got into this canyon.
Yeah, there was finally shade.
Finally shade. And we were like, okay, I think we're going to make it.
Yeah, I think I can, like, I know I can turtle pace my way there in the shade.
Yeah.
Maybe the funniest moment of the day was, like, literally less than a mile in. Yeah. I literally just tripped over myself and sat on a cactus.
So, like, full on.
Full on.
And she's just bent over.
And then I bent over I was like, oh, Meg. And I just like kneeled on my like legs and like put my butt in the air, and Meg was pulling all these like cactuses out of my butt.
Yeah. And then 5 minutes later, we saw the only person we've seen since we've been here.
Yeah, coming up the trail.
Yeah,
I was like, that would have been awkward.
Well, like, that timed out nicely. That was great. I'm excited for tomorrow. I think it'll be hopefully less brutal.
Maybe less froggy.
Yeah, maybe less froggy. We'll see.
We do have to climb our way out of this spring
frog sex dungeon.
Yeah, we found ourselves in. Yeah. That's going to be kind of brutal, but hopefully we'll do that before it gets sunny.
Super early in the morning when we're nice and fresh.
Before the sun enters here.
The canyon.
I mean, we're for sure going to get out, I think, before the sun enters.
I think so,
because it would have to be, like, over us.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be coming up from one side.
Yeah. So we have faith that it will continue to be just as adventurous, but maybe a little less brutal. Angry.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah. It's going well, all considering we're hydrated now and fed. And
yeah. Can't complain.
About to go to sleep.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. TBD. We're at least going to, like, lay down the whole night.
Yeah.
That will be good for our bodies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's day one, y'all.
All right. Take care. Good night. Bye.
Hey, I wanted to thank you real quick for tuning into the show and listening all the way to the end. If you love this episode and you want deeper support in becoming a safe, confident, and self-sufficient hiker and backpacker, then head over to shedreamsofalpine.com/waitlist to learn more about our Backpacking Badass coaching program, where I teach you absolutely everything you need to know to be self-reliant on the trails and stop waiting around on others for the adventure invite. So I'd love to help you more in your journey of stepping into your adventurous identity, and that program is the absolute best place for us to start working together. So again, that's shedreamsofalpine.com/waitlist, and you can learn all about it there. So that's it for today, folks. I hope you get to spend some time outside this week, and I'll be back very soon with a brand new episode. Bye.